Furman parking. For some, it is the bane of their very existence here at Furman. For others, it appears to simply be a part of the status quo.
We decided to take a closer look at the current situation to try and determine if in fact the Furman parking system and regulations are fair to students.
After surveying students across campus, we found that some of the most common complaints included not enough student-designated parking, the school possibly using the system to generate revenue, unfair parking enforcement, like 11 minutes in a 10-minute parking spot, exorbitant parking citation fines, and a general feeling that Furman and Officer 21 are out to get them.
In addition to briefly surveying many students, we took the time to talk more in depth with a few about their feelings and experiences with Furman parking. First, we talked with sophomore AK Talent, who has had some negative experiences with Furman parking. Do you like the way Furman's parking system operates?
No.
Do you believe the system is fair to students?
No, not at all. And actually, the other night I was in a safe ride talking to the man driving the safe ride, and he was saying how he doesn't agree with the Furman parking system either, and that there's not enough parking for students. So.
Has Furman parking affected you in any way?
Yes, I actually got my car booted the other week, and my dad had to come take care of it for me and get it unbooted because I literally had no idea what to do.
Do you know Officer 21, or have you had any conversations with him?
No, I have not.
Clearly, AK and many other students feel the system is unjust and unforgiving.
Yet some students we talked to have never had an issue with Furman parking or its operations. We spoke in depth with junior Evan Arkle about his thoughts about Furman parking.
What are your thoughts on Furman parking? Do you feel like it's fair?
I really don't have a huge problem with Furman parking. Yeah, there could be things that are better that they can improve on, but I really haven't had a huge problem with Furman parking. As long as you just don't park where you're not supposed to park. I would like there to be more parking options, but overall it's not too bad.
As you can see, perhaps Furman parking gets a bad rap. Maybe they are simply doing their job. To try and get to the bottom of this, we spoke to both the police chief, John Milby, as well as the infamous Officer 21, Troy Coleman.
So, fair is kind of a subjective term. I think we certainly strive to be fair and consistent, especially with regards to enforcement. I think faculty, staff, and students, we do a really good job. One of the areas that is kind of changing, and it's in an effort, I think, to be fair and to do right by students first and foremost, and that is our visitors. We have a lot of visitors. Furman's a beautiful campus. We get a lot of folks that want to come and walk around the lake or jog or do their thing. And so having that interface of students, faculty, and staff that have business here versus people that just want to come and visit and hang out, trying to minimize that impact on students especially. So we've been, I think that's, you talk about fair, I think it's fair. Students are paying for a parking permit, they're paying for an education and helping to facilitate that and make it as easy as possible for them to get around campus. So
I try to give the students 10 or 15 minutes. We're not out there sitting on the spot, 10-minute spot, writing the citation, 11 or 12 minutes. We know that everybody has issues getting here and there and different time restraints. So we try to be as generous as we can, but we have to enforce the time zones.
Right. Do you have a quota?
A lot of folks asked a lot, well, have you met your quota yet? Or, no, we do not have a quota.
Understandably, both Chief and Officer 21 feel the system is fair to students and is put in place to retain order and keep students safe.
So the question still remains, is the Furman parking system fair to students?
On one hand, we've seen the answer to be no, with students still feeling the system is unjust. On the other, we've seen the answer to be yes, with some students and officers feeling the system in place is in fact just and provides stability and safety for all.
As for us, we're not entirely convinced one way or another, but we hope our research, interviews, and findings may help you come to an educated conclusion on the matter.